That house should sell for about $40,000. It can't. It's on. There's no zoning for it. It's on cinder blocks. It has no foundation. You couldn't get a mortgage for it today. You couldn't get. There's no property. The houses next to it are feet apart. You know, right like that. So in any event, that's you know, if somebody buys it, they can pick it up and move it to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Yes.
Yeah, I picked up, actually, there's an ad on a real estate blog when they first posted it. Let me just read you the description. The 5-room, 2-bedroom, 1-bath cottage is bigger than it looks at about 828 square feet. Now you figure out what that is in meters if you're so inclined. You know, let's see. The lot is 25 by 95, again in feet. You know, zone commercial residential. It's like, it's this little postage stamp stuck in with all these buildings around it that are all 2 and 3 stories. It's like, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame may be the place for it.
Right. I mean, obviously it has some meaning to somebody else.
Could it be turned into a museum at some point?
A small museum.
It's so darn small.
It's very small. I mean, an 8-foot wide living room. You know, the house. It's tiny. It's very small. Good for Bruce. Yes.
Marilyn, when you sold it, you said in the 90s.
Yes.
Were you approached by anyone then who had a Springsteen-related interest?
Not at all. I sold it to Sally Mendoza and her son Tito. They just wanted the house. I got $65,000 for it.
And are they the people who are selling it now?
Well, she died last year, and it's her son who is in there now. He's now in his 20s, like maybe 25, 26. He was a boy.
Tell them a little bit about Sally, just, you know, so
Okay,
they
yes,
know who
I'll
you're
tell you,
talking about.
one more question, and I'll tell you about Sally.
Does it have an attic?
Well, no, it does not have an attic. It has space above the ceiling, but there's no way, you know, there's no attic up there. Just kind of for.
You didn't store anything there?
No, it wouldn't be there. No, no. I know. I see you're crawling up there tonight. Sally Mendoza, who bought the house from us, owned a place in West End called Sally's Alley. And what she did was, she was a junk dealer, a secondhand dealer, or she would be called like people who had a relative who died, and she would be brought over to clean out the house. Her store was around the corner on Brighton Avenue, and she, over the years, and she was not a well woman in which she had an overflow of stuff. She would throw it in the backyard. So, I mean, we held the mortgage on the house until we sold it, and until, you know, we held the mortgage on the house until about 2004 or 5, and we were always worried that, you know, that it was a fire trap because there was so much stuff in the back. But it's been cleaned up a little bit. Anyway, yes.
I want to help you make some money on the stuff you have. When the next person, you say you want $20,000 for it, and they say I'll give you 15, then you say, now I want $35,000 for it. Go the other direction. My dad had an auction house. Never go down, go up. I'll be happy to help you. I only take 10%.
So I'm looking for those barf bags because I never gave them away. Oh yes, I'm sorry.
What's your favorite song?
Jersey Girl.
He didn't write it.
That's okay. I understand.
Yes.
Absolutely. Even though Bruce didn't write it, it's scary. I mean, I have to have a personal anecdote from that particular piece because I originally heard the Tom Waits version of the song on WAWFM radio back in the day when it had first been released. It's like, wait a minute, that's a Bruce song. So sure enough, he comes out with it. It's like, it's a natural.
So, any other questions? Any other? Oh, we have one over there. Yes, again, Sean.
Are you planning to go to any upcoming Giant Stadium shows? Do you still, you know, kind of keep it?
No, I do. I let my brother do that. He's a freaking fanatic. And there's a funny story about my brother who, in the years that I owned the house, my brother was a little bit high all the time. He had a different way of playing. He was really psychedelic. And I had said to him, I will hire you because Bruce needs to have those hedges cut at least every second week, and the grass has to be mowed around the front of the house. You know, okay. I used to have to throw cold water on him to get him to go over and do that when he was still, you know, sleeping from getting in an hour before. Today, he would cut that grass if Bruce still lived in a house with a tweezer so he could be there forever. But no, my brother has been to a couple hundred concerts and still, you know, in his wild, crazy days are over. He still loves-
I have a couple of extra tickets to next Saturday.
Oh, do you really? I think I'm gonna be up in Boston, actually.
Darn, so
All
close.
right, anybody else? There's nothing else. I never saw him naked, although Ken saw him at the gym a couple of years ago, and he said, oh my God, Bruce has a little bit of a pot. So, all right, yes.
What is the timeline then, because people ask me this all the time, when exactly did he move in, and I guess he moved out September 1st, 75?
He moved in May 1st, 1974, okay? Actually, the lease started mid-April, but he couldn't get in, so it was no big deal. All right, I'll just pose this just to make it relevant to this thing. This is my only contribution to the Springsteen thing. I'm just gonna take a little bit from Glory Days and say, yeah, just sitting back trying to recapture a little of the glory of, well, time slips away and leaves you with nothing, mister, but boring stories of glory days. So, to put the whole experience in the proverbial nutshell, and to understand the meaning of all of this, which I have just given to you, I can only say this: I was born to rent.
Yeah, let's hear it for Marilyn Rocky. And I should point out, it's only for the record, you know, you heard Jim Musselman talk about earlier today how he had never told the full story of the Cedar sessions before. She's never told this story before either, not in this kind of detail anyway. So it was very kind of you, Marilyn, to come out and share your experiences with all these fans. And who knows where it goes from here.
You bet.
7.5 West End Court will be with you forever. Get used to it. Thanks.